Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing well out there and that you are taking care of yourself and staying safe. I wanted to share a couple of really easy herbal remedies using passion flowers. Passion flowers are in season and blooming right now, so chances are you can find some near you depending on where you live. Passion flower is a great flower to use during the crazy year that 2020 has been so far. It is great for reducing anxiety, insomnia, cyclical thinking, overstimulation, and depression caused by anxiety. If you are having difficulty letting go and are ruminating, this is a great herb to try. I'm going to show you how to make a passion flower essence first and then a tincture. Both are similar in that you will use fresh flower material and alcohol, but they hold different properties, but we'll get more into that later. First step is to collect your flowers. Gather your flowers early in the day. Pick the most vibrant, healthy flowers, preferably one that has just recently opened. Take some time to sit with the flower and meditate with it. If you are collecting this flower out in the wild, make sure to leave an offering of some sort. Once you have your flower, place it into a glass bowl with water. Choose the purest water you can find. Try not to use tap water, and then leave it in the sun for about 6 hours. Flower essences work on a more emotional level. They are considered a vibrational healer. They help dissolve old patterns, belief systems, and stored trauma. They help you process grief, open up your heart, and break down any blockages you have. They uncover old wounds and get stagnant energy moving again. They work on a vibrational, energetic level. It can be a very subtle shift you feel, but they go to a very deep subconscious level. Remove the flower from the water and strain it into a large mason jar. You're going to want to pick a jar that has enough room so that you can fill it half with water and half with alcohol. You can use a vodka, brandy, or even a grain alcohol works great that's 50% alcohol or more. The alcohol works as a preservative and helps keep your flower essence lasting a long time. I like to use about a 50-50 blend water to alcohol. This final mixture is considered what is called the mother batch. So if you wanted to give this away to friends or family, you can separate it into smaller dropper bottles and fill it about halfway with this mixture and halfway with water. It's said that the flower's essence, with even just a single drop, can be as potent as the mother essence. But personally, I just take it as is. To make it easier to use on a daily basis, you can separate the mother batch into smaller 1-ounce bottles, and if you like, you can add an amethyst piece into it, and amethyst is great for soothing anxiety and relaxation and relieving stress, so it makes a great combination with this flower essence. You can use a small little funnel like I'm using here, or a pipette of some sort to pour it into your smaller bottles. And this way you can carry it within your purse or leave it on your nightstand and take it as needed. I like to take this a few times throughout the day, but if you're using it for insomnia, you can use this a few hours before you go to bed to help you unwind and relax. Next, we will be making a tincture. A tincture is made using fresh or dried herbs. You will use alcohol as a solvent to extract the herb's medicinal properties. Tinctures take 4 to 6 weeks to infuse, so unlike the flower essence, you need to make these in advance. Tinctures are considered more of a medicinal preparation, and you should always consult a trained herbalist before consuming. The alcohol in this recipe helps dissolve many of the constituents of the herbs. Your standard vodka should work, but if you're using roots, berries, or juicier plants, you should work with a 60 to 70% alcohol. When you are making tinctures, you're going to want to create more surface area. So start by breaking up your passion flower into small pieces. Some people like to blend their herbs together or really chop it with a knife, but I think if you tear it into small enough pieces, it should be just fine. It's a pretty watery herb, so it really blends well into the alcohol. The ratio of flowers to alcohol will depend on the size of your jar and how much passion flower you have access to. For the small pint-sized jar I used about 8 passion flowers. When you are using fresh plant material like we are today, the ratio you should be using is probably 3/4 or half a jar full at minimum to the alcohol. But if you're using dried herbs, you could use about half because the fresh plant material will eventually wilt, whereas the dried material will plump up. Add your alcohol to the passion flower, making sure that you cover well above the plant material. If this requires you to fill it to the brim, that's totally fine. Store this in a dark, cool place for 4 to 6 weeks and try and shake it up a little bit each day. Now notice this crazy purple color. This purple color only happens for a few minutes after the passion flowers are infused into the vodka. They'll later turn a pale pink, but isn't it amazing? After the 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to want to strain out your herbs. You can use a metal strainer, a cheesecloth, or even a coffee filter if you don't have either of the first two. Press out the plant material, and I would probably use the back of a spoon or gloves, but I didn't have any of that handy. So just squeeze it out, and you can clean the same jar and place it back in, or put it in a new jar. And just like the flower essence, put it into smaller dropper bottles, and you can take this 2 to 5 times a day. Let me know if you have any questions down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and see you later.